EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Peach State. Welcome to Georgia, where Freddie Falcon soars from the rafters inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium, just west of downtown Atlanta. Brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Falcons set to take over here on offense, led out by the last pick of the draft in 2022. Iowa State's Brock Purdy at quarterback.
Really solid all-around performance last week, Mike, and I think the biggest factor that led to the win is his ability to continue to protect the football. He executed the offense, ran it exactly how they designed all week in practice. Now, it might not have been earth-shattering performance statistically, but they got the win. If he can continue to play that style of ball, it's going to be a tough group to match up with.
Nice run on first down, leaves him with 2nd and a yard. On the ground, it's Sincere McCormick. And he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
He's brought down at the 39.
While we have a moment, why don't we take a look at the key inactives not playing in the ballgame here this afternoon. Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Moore going in motion. Once again, it's Barkley. He's going nowhere, losing yardage on that play.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on 3rd down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. Stay on track, because you don't want to be in 3rd and pass too often in today's NFL.
And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. So on 4th down, the Falcons bring on Bradley Pinion to punt. And deep to return, that is Parker Washington. A fair catch taken here, and it's going to come right at the 15-yard line. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. They are led out by their quarterback, Dak Prescott.
It's not often that you can win by multiple scores in the NFL, so you got to imagine they're coming into this week's game with a lot of confidence. They were able to put together a pretty well-rounded performance in all 3 phases last week. So, again, can they build off that? Can they continue to grow as an entire team? Because offense, defense, and solid contribution from their special teams, they showed last week, and going forward, this is going to be a hard team to beat.
Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete. 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap for Prescott. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
Sacks are drive killers. There is no greater correlation between a defense getting off the field and the ability to rush the quarterback. And when they come on 3rd down, that number just goes up.
On fourth down, here comes J.K. Scott to punt, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. Oh! And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll run. It's Barkley. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down.
He's brought down at the 31. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
He'll go play action. Purdy. Throw on the move is caught. A big play there on 2nd down, but we do have a flag on the field, and that's in an area where usually this play gets erased. That's on the big man, Cam Robinson. Now Barkley. I don't think that was going too far either way. Defense right on it. They hold him to no gain. Here's a 3rd and 10.
It's 3rd and 10.
Out of the gun. It's Purdy. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
There's no need to do anything reckless. It's 3rd and long. The opportunity to convert this is probably slim, so there was nothing open downfield. I think he makes the smart decision here, Mike. Avoid the negative play and throw the ball away.
The Saints offense and running back Joe Mixon heading out onto the field. And he's been a workhorse in the backfield this season, right there amongst the league leaders in rushing late in the campaign. Dak going to throw it here on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete, but a flag down in the backfield. That's the area we usually see holding. Prescott going to make the read and keep it himself.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You could see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Dak. He's got his man. It's Jefferson. 14 on the pickup. It's good for a Saints 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. If you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A 1st down.
A gain of 16 yards. 1st down, New Orleans.
Gonna run with it himself. And that play going nowhere. The defense all over that one. They'll bring him down for a big loss.
You know, Mike, it's funny, when you're facing these really elite defensive linemen, sometimes it's easier to make them the read guy rather than actually try to block them. Unfortunately, they're elite for a reason, and sometimes they're still able to make the play that we saw here.
Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable 3rd down, getting some good yardage on that 2nd down play.
12 yards on the pickup. It's now 3rd and 3.
Operating from the gun. Here's Dak. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. Former 3rd overall pick, Quinton Williams. Into double figures now. That is sack number 10 on the year. Here's J.K. Scott now. The punt for the second time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. Now a fair catch, and it's going to be a long field. They'll take over right about their own 13. The Falcons offense and running back Saquon Barkley heading back on the field. He is the NFL leader in rushing to this point in the season, so he's hoping to put together a solid second half to try to take home the title. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Second and 10.
Brings up second and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They'll stay on the ground with Barkley. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up third down.
He was brought down by Drew Tranquill. A gain of 2 brings up third and 7.
From the shotgun, it's Purdy. Coming free is Clark. He's got it. 17 yards, the gain there. First down, Atlanta.
And the Falcons, first down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
From the 38 now, here's second down and 6. They'll run it with McCormick. And he's going to take this past the 45. That's good enough for a first down.
It's a gain of 8. And the Falcons, first down. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Here's Purdy. Oh, a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'd say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down. It's a short one caught by Kraft. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
It's third and 7.
So that'll do it for a fast-moving first quarter of play. What will the second quarter have in store? Greg and I back in Atlanta after this. The Falcons have it to start quarter number 2. Here's third and 7 as we are ready to get back underway. Third down. Purdy. Oh, in trouble, and down he goes.
Impressive play by the defensive end here, Mike. It's his technique. It put him in position to not only make the play, but it's that closing speed that's allowed him to finish it off.
Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he is on to punt for Atlanta. Oh, but he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. Now, out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. They'll begin inside their own 15-yard line, so a lot of real estate to cover. It's first and 10. Pistol now for Prescott. And that one is incomplete. Penalty flag down, back in the backfield, in the area of holding. That's on the tackle, Jawan Taylor. Dak to throw. His throw on first down is going to be incomplete. Work to do now as they come up on second and long. To throw is Dak. As That's complete to all the tight ends. It is 3rd and long.
It's a gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
Here's Dak to throw. And that is incomplete. Contact, but no flags. It's going to be 4th down.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go, taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that 1st down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up 4th down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
The Falcons offense and running back Saquon Barkley heading back on the field. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this 1st half. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. From a couple yards beyond midfield, here's 2nd and 8.
Up 2nd and 9 at the 48-yard line.
They'll go play action with Purdy. Now he'll swing it out to his fullback. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
And 7.
Moore going in motion. And some problems communicating on 3rd down, and that's going to be a delay. So after the 5 yards are walked off, they face 3rd and long. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. A ball deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete.
And after that last incompletion, it's really the story of the game. This offense has had a really hard time sustaining drives that can lead to points. You can sense the frustration, not only on the sideline, but really in the entire stadium. They've got to get something going, especially early in these drives, so they can find themselves in scoring position and come away with some points.
The Saints offense ready to take over once more. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. Now Prescott. This one caught right side by Knox. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
That's good for the Saints. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
A run here with Mixon. And he's going to be followed up quickly after a gain of about 1. Derwin James, the former All-Pro, in on the tackle.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Now a 2nd down throw for Prescott. Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete. 3rd, they need 8.
He was defended by Jalen Petrie.
Throwing is Prescott. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Yeah, that one just didn't feel right from the jump. I think he sensed that he was either going to take a sack or get baited into making a bad throw. So ultimately a good decision. Just throw the ball away.
On comes the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And a pretty good punt there. Fair catch, taken right around the 11-yard line. The Falcons offense and running back Saquon Barkley heading back on the field. We check out the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns coming into this weekend, and you see he is currently 2nd in that category. On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
You know, it's easy to sit up here and say, hey, just keep running the ball. They've been efficient, just kind of wear down this defense by 1,000 different paper cuts. But the problem is it's only contingent upon your ability to keep the score down. So if you want to continue to run the ball this often, you're going to have to look to their defense to play really well.
On 3rd down, it's Purdy. He gets this complete to Shakir. 11 yards on the pass there. It's good for a Falcon 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 20.
It just seems like whenever they need a big play on 3rd down, you can almost guarantee that he's someone they're going to try to get the ball to. And Certainly easy to see why. Clutch play by everyone involved and keeps the offense on the field.
And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. So, from the 26-yard line, here's second down and 7. They run out of the gun with Barkley. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Saints offense ready for this next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground, and here's Mixon. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. 16 yards on the game, and a quick first down.
And the Saints, first down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Now here's a keeper on the zone read.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
On 3rd down, Prescott. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And even though they'll say he had a man in the vicinity of the throws, clearly not intended to be caught. Really smart play. Don't risk a turnover here. Live for the next snap.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. Here comes the Atlanta offense now. They get set to take over once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Throwing is Purdy. To the middle of the field. Caught by Shakir. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A gain of 5 brings up
Throwing on 2nd down is Purdy. Throw on the run is complete. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
a gain of 10 yards. And the Falcons.
A 1st down throw for Purdy. Pass caught right side by Crowder. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
7 brings up 2nd and 3. At the 47.
Here's a handoff to Barkley. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. Vernon Barkley able to bring him down.
A 2-yard pickup.
They'll run the sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down. Here's their punter now, as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. This is going to get out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The Saints offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. This will begin at their own 13-yard line. So work to do starting with this 1st and 10.
Let's make no mistake about it, Mike. I mean, this passing game, it just has not been very efficient here in the first half. I mean, they've produced more yards on the ground than through the air, and incompletions like that certainly aren't going to help.
We'll set up the screen for Gibson. And he's going to be out of bounds, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Prescott. Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line. To the air again. Prescott. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. Falcons go ahead and take their second timeout. Talk things over before third down. From the shotgun, it's down. Short pass taken in by Knox. Now the Falcons will use their third final timeout as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming. Here's the punter now as he is on to punt for New Orleans. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down.
36-yard line.
The Falcons offense and Brock Purdy headed back on the field for their next possession. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. Spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football.
They just desperately need to get something positive going here, Mike. It just feels like they're a play away from really jump-starting everything they've talked about being good at throughout the course of the week's prep. And it's really been the inability to sustain drives. So critical third downs, better on first and second. Somewhere it's got to pop, and somebody's got to make a play. He just stays on his primary read just a little bit too long. I think if he gets that ball to his check down a little bit quicker, not only is the ball completed, but I think there's some room to run. So, again, certain quarterbacks are better than others. The ability to process and eliminate targets quickly to move on to the next.
It hangs up a bit too much. It's intercepted. And he's going to be taken down, but a nice return up past the 35-yard line.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But, boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
The Saints offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. They'll start out first down and 10. They will work the middle with Mixon. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
It's a gain of 11. That's good for the Saints. First down. A gain of 11 on the play.
Prescott on first down. That's brought in by the tight end, Knox. Saints going to use their second timeout as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Now Prescott, he'll get that to all his tight end. And he's going to have the first down as he gets out of bounds, and he stopped the clock as well.
And the Saints.
A shotgun snap for Prescott. And that ball incomplete over the middle. He'll try again here, 2nd and 10.
He was covered by Patrick Queen.
Prescott again. That's caught. It's Joe Mixon. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9. It's 3rd and 1, and here's Prescott. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I think if you're willing to throw it there, it tells us everything we need to know about the decision coming up here on 4th down. He didn't have anything available, threw it away, and I think in this part of the field, you got to really think hard about going for it.
That is incomplete. Oh, they elected to throw on 4th and short. It does not work out. They turn it over on down.
The play is a turnover on down.
on 1st and 10, it's Purdy. He's going to look downfield once again. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone. Scott Hansen here in the EA studios in Central Florida. If you're a fan of offense, and I know many of us are, this hasn't been the game for you. Zip, zip at the half, a rare score where next score might win. Let's find out who can break through into the third quarter. To call it for us, it's our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Scott, thank you. A couple offensive coordinators likely busy during the break. What can we do to generate some offense in this second half? And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Saints offense and running back Joe Mixon heading out onto the field. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Here's Dak. That's complete. He's got it to Trey Harris. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line. Love to start any drive like that. 18 on the first play. And a first down.
A gain of 18 on the play. First down, Saints.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
From the 47 now, they'll work with a 2nd and 7. And the first carry for Antonio Gibson. And he's able to find a crease, get ahead for 7. They'll bring up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 1.
It's the quarterback with the sneak. And he's going to have the Saints first down. At least it appears that way. Didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They'll run it for the first time with Javonte Williams. And he'll get about 5. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
And before the snap, we have a whistle. And this could very well be a false start. From the 43, here's 2nd and 9. Here's a give up the middle to Mixon. It'll get forward to about the 42. Derek Hall there to bring him down. We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Now Prescott. That'll be taken in by Mixon. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line. And it's 4th down.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
And that one not returnable, out of bounds right at the 20-yard line. The Falcons offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Throwing is Purdy. That's to the right side and incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
From the gun, it's Purdy. To the left side, he finds Kraft. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Out of the gun, it's Purdy. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You certainly don't want to be wasting downs at this stage of the game, but with nothing open, I can't really blame him. There was really nowhere to go with the ball. You don't want to start throwing into tight coverage, and he just has to simply throw that one away.
The Saints offense and running back Joe Mixon heading out onto the field. Will try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Here's Mixon. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
We're seeing such an uptick, Mike, across the league in these hybrid kind of positionless defenders, especially safety. So are they a safety? Are they a linebacker? They're good in both coverage. And in this case, they can play near the line of scrimmage and still make plays on the ground.
Oh, what a run. Down inside the 30-yard line. They'll try the zone read on 1st and 10. 11 yards as they move the chains.
11 more yards. That's another Saints 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
So they move inside the 20. 1st and 10 at the 18. On play action. Here's Dak. Got his man at the 6. And he'll be taken down, but we have a chance for the first points of this game as they've set up 1st and goal. They'll run here with Mixon. And he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
Now a timeout. Atlanta, that's their 1st, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. Prescott now. He pulls it in around the 5. And the defense trying to tighten down here. They're going to hold him to a gain of 3, and that's going to set up 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and goal.
Pistol now for Prescott. To the goal line and in. Dawson Knox. Touchdown Saints. His 4th TD grab of the season. Well, Greg, so much for calling a 0-0 shutout. Finally, we get somebody on the board here to start the 2nd half.
Yeah, what was a defensive battle? And you have to think, if you're the defensive coordinators at halftime, you're feeling pretty good about your game plan, probably not making a lot of adjustments. I'll be interested to see now, after allowing that early score, do they continue with what we saw up to this point, or do they have some wrinkles that they can throw to now try to slow down this offense here in the 2nd half?
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This will be returned from the 6. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. Falcons offense ready to get back at it. They'll be hoping to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 our score as this drive begins with a 1st down. They'll start on the ground with Barkley. He's going to be marked down up around the 33. It's a gain of 10. That's enough for a quick 1st down.
The Falcons 1st down. 1st and 10 at the
So it'll be 1st and 10.
line.
They'll scrimmage at the 33. Play action now. Purdy. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
They'll run it here with Saquon. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. Looks like we have an injured Falcon on this play. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Couple of 1st downs already on this drive, and they'll go 1st down from the 43. Shotgun snap to Purdy. Open is the tight end, Kraft. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
second and 6 at the 47-yard line.
On the handoff, this is Barkley. And he's going to have a first down. Good run down inside the 45-yard line.
A gain of 10 yards. That's another Falcons first down. First and 10 at the
In motion,
43-yard
Shakir.
line.
Once again, it's Barkley. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Back-to-back, some nice runs. This one good for 11 and another first down.
Falcons first down. First and 10
It's the
at
tight end Kraft
32-yard
in
line.
motion. Thrown quickly, that's more on the RPO. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second and 4.
On the give, it's McCormick. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
There's very few defenses in today's NFL, Mike, that you can play the cornerback position and be unwilling to tackle. Those days are kind of over, so give credit to this guy. I mean, he identified run, he understood his leverage and gap fit, and he's able to bring him down for no gain.
So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Big play coming up. This is third down. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. And he's very close to a first down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short.
It's now
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
They'll try it now with Barkley. And he's going to have the Falcons first down. As they manage to convert, that'll keep this drive alive.
Falcons first down. First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Purdy works out of the pistol. That's caught. Saquon Barkley. And he's out of bounds after a pickup of 3. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts, and they'll get together prior to the second down play. On the handoff, it's McCormick. And the Falcons are going to have first and goal, trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown.
And the Falcons first down.
Saquon will score. Touchdown, Atlanta. A huge touchdown there in the fourth quarter, and now just a point away from tying the game.
And that's one of those drives, Mike, where you know your best is needed. Can you come through here late and give your team a chance? They're an extra point away from tying this thing up, and we got ourselves a ball game.
So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. The kick is good, and that will tie this game here in the fourth quarter. All even. Fourth quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? To return, it's Antonio Gibson. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Saints offense and running back Joe Mixon heading out onto the field. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. On first down, they'll start with Mixon. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. From the shotgun, it's Dak. Short pass taken in by Knox. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Back to throw is Prescott. This one down the field, but lined up incomplete. The intended receiver was Justin Jefferson. And that'll set up 4th down. The Saints will punt this one away. Important punt here in this tie game late. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. Well, Falcons offense and running back Saquon Barkley heading back on the field. And it's hard to believe you can run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. Open receiver is Dotson. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. 10
yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 35-yard line.
A run up the middle with Barkley. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the 1st down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on 3rd down.
This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up. Now, players shaken up after that play, and it's Brock Purdy who needs some assistance. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. Now, out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. They'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Now, Prescott. It's scooped up by the Falcons.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step 1. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now. They get set to take over once more. They'll start in outstanding field position, looking for a way to break our tie. Not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
He was brought down by Levante David. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd.
Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it.
And these are body blows on any defense. This quarterback has the ability to make guys miss and do a lot of damage in the run game. And that's a nice pickup there.
Gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. Forced to his right. Taking off. He'll try to get there.
Give him credit for keeping this play alive as long as he could. This easily could have gone down for a loss, but he's kind of able to find his way forward and at least get back to the line of scrimmage.
So here is Matthew Wright on now in a big spot. This to take the lead here in the 4th. And this one right down the middle. It's good. And they take the lead here in the 4th quarter.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the 4th quarter.
And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Saints offense make their way out to take over once more. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Prescott. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line. Quinn Williams getting hang in there to drop them. It'll be a loss of 7 to start this drive.
And this quarterback just continues to take a beating throughout the entire game. They have to find a way to keep him upright. Otherwise, I'm not sure if he's going to make it out of this game in one piece.
Falcons go ahead and take their second timeout, and they'll get together prior to this second down play. Prescott. That's into the hands of Dell. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
A gain of 4 brings up 3rd and 13.
To throw is Dak. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And he'll try to get to the marker, but he's not going to get there. Out of bounds, a couple of yards short. It is 4th down. And a fair catch is taken. It is just inside the 20-yard line. The Falcons offense ready to take over once again. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. Right away, they'll set up to throw. The throw on the run is complete. And he'll be taken down up around the 32-yard line. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick 1st down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. 2 nice play calls here to kick off the drive. 15 more on that one. So a pair of 1st downs moves him out to the 47-yard. And it's 1st and 10. A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. And he maneuvers his way forward, a gain of 6.
The quarterback could have handed it. He could have kept it himself. I don't really think either option would have turned out much different. Great job by the defense having a plan for the running back and a plan for the quarterback, and they're able to force that carry for no gain.
They'll throw out of the gun. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. 3rd down and 3.
Brings up 3rd down and 3 yards to go.
Now they'll set up to throw. And they're going to get to him and take him down, take him back to the other side of midfield. The defense uses its 2nd timeout here, and don't forget, clock going to stop when we hit the 2-minute warning as well. The Falcons send their punting unit out as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. Now it is Dak Prescott and his offense down on the scoreboard. Deuces what? 2:22 on the clock. A possible brutal loss to the playoff hopes in the balance, barring a late score as they start with 1st down. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Gibson, and he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now it's 3rd down. They come to the line needing 6 yards for a 1st down. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down. They'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on down. The Falcons offense about ready to take over once more. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. Only one timeout remaining for the defense. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of one. New Orleans, third and final timeout. They'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Overrun in a flash, and he lost the football. The Saints have got it. Inside the 20. And he rumbles his way into the end zone. The fumble recovery. And the great return for the touchdown.
Mike, on the list of worst possible outcomes for this drive, that is certainly at the top. With this much time left, all you're looking to do is, one, maintain possession of the ball, and number two, run off as much clock as possible. Then disaster strikes. Not only do you turn the ball over, you let them take it back for 6, and now you find yourself coming back onto the field here in a minute, trailing with very little time left.
Bates, good, with the extra point. Saints are on top. It's 14-10. So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. They'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop. The Falcons offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. Here's first down. Back to throw here to begin the drive. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down. Now Barkley, and he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd and 10.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. He'll try and get there on the ground. Taking advantage of the room to run. A gain of 19 on the scramble.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 41.
He'll get up and clock it, and does it with just a little over 40 seconds to play. On 2nd and 10, they'll try to throw. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
Brings up 3rd down and
It's the tight end Kraft in motion. Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on 3rd down. There's a short one caught by Kraft. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs. The Saints offense ready to come back out for this next possession. And this one really all over but the shouting. One timeout left defensively, but there's no need to use it here. Only one timeout remaining for the defense as they take a knee. So this one a win for the visiting Saints, and make that a 5th straight victory as they're looking tougher and tougher to beat every week, especially heading to playoff time. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden and
As you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
Hall again on second down. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. The Packers hit 6-5 now on the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They felt they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. And now Jackson will look to throw it. He finds Smith and Jigba. Will go down as a gain of 6. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down.
That's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Throwing is Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And he's in the midst of a very solid season, currently 2nd in the NFL in passing yards. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
That's complete. Left side to Bateman. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. From the gun on third down is Burrow. He'll find Bateman once more. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's good for the Lions. First down. A gain of 3 on the play.
Pollard will take it up the gut. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Ball on the 39. Here's second and a yard. Burrow will throw. That one complete to Trey Tucker. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Now a first carry for their fullback. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's second and 9. Now it's Burrow. Now quick throw there is incomplete. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on third. Gets past one man. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 41-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
First down. A gain of 12. First down, Detroit.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Now it's Burrow. Going for Bateman. He's got it on the out route. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
That's another Detroit Lions first down.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's second down. Second down and 6 now.
It's now second and 6.
Now the former Volunteer, it's Dylan Sampson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. His third rushing touchdown on the year and 4th overall. And the Lions have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. Now second and 9.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up the touchdown.
Jackson going to keep it. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Oh, Lamar Jackson just so electric, Charles, when he gets into open space, and we saw Exhibit A right there.
You know something? I'm standing up here in the booth next to you watching the play. He buckled my ankles on that one as well. It doesn't matter whether you're actually on the field trying to chase him, or you're just watching him play, this guy has sheer excitement.
Now it's Jackson. He'll find Shaheed out to the right. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
It's a gain of 11. And the Packers first down. First and 10.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Incomplete. Brings up second and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Jackson. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. To throw is Jackson. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Breece Hall, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need to rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Lions offense and Joe Burrow getting set for this next drive. And he's off to a fast start throwing the football. Pretty good numbers already for just the first quarter of play. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that. Charles's defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it 2nd down and 11. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. No gain on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. They're backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, it's Pollard. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Well, as an offense, some drives you have it, some drives you don't. And this one looks like a you don't.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it was 3rd and long. It was screaming for a pass. I think they tried to outguess him there with the running play. They didn't fool him at all.
Went in the wrong direction. Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. The Packers offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. And he continues to be a nightmare for teams to defend in the red zone. You see the graphic. He's 2nd in the NFL in terms of rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. Now Hall to start the drive. Takes it to about the 37.
You've got to be impressed by the defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Jackson. Smith and Jigba with the grab. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up up a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Hampton. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
At the 46-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's Jackson to throw. Over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
He gets it underneath to Hall. Here now, 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the Lions' 19-yard line.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Trying to run for it with Hampton. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one on the line of scrimmage.
And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Running right, it's Pollard. Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
And that is incomplete.
And absolutely zero surprise that that one was incomplete, huh? I mean, truthfully, how many OCs have we seen? But 3rd and 20 on their play sheet and go, oh, I've got the exact play to dial up.
Now, that's just a head scratching down when you're facing a 3rd and 20. Tried to complete it, couldn't get it done. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think if they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again, in fact, they don't want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have the Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for a Packers first down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch.
13 yards on the play. That's another Packers first down. First and 10.
On first and 10, it's Hall. Brought down at the 20. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now it's Jackson. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. Now we're first and 10 at the 11.
A gain of 9 yards. That's another Packers first down.
A quick throw, but incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far, even backed up late. They're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The Packers on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
A 31-yard attempt.
Sly able to put this one through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
2 minutes remaining in the first half, 10-7, our score. Burrow looking to pass. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
5 yards on the play. And it's third.
Now Burrow. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
It's a gain of 20.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10.
First down.
To the air again, Burrow. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Out of bounds at the 35-yard line. A 3-yard pickup.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Reynolds with a catch out on the right side. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
3-yard line.
Here's Burrow. They'll set up the screen with Davis. Touchdown! Ray Davis. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions are able to move back in front. The touchdown all set up by the big play one snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play. Got the momentum going, right? That's you create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
A drive that time of 6 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz.
A gain of 17 yards. And the Packers first down.
Now Jackson. This pass out wide to Hall. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49. A gain of just 2.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Throwing is Jackson. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Open man left side. Shaheed has it. So the completion gets him just a yard. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Now it's Jackson. That's complete to Wicks. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 14.
That's another Packers first down.
And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here. 2nd and 10. Jackson. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down. And
Again, Jackson. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Breece Hall as the first half is winding down. And the Packers have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. So that really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up scoring late in this first half.
And remember, they've got a chance to double dip here because they're going to get the ball first to start the 3rd quarter. So the potential could go up 2 scores before the other guys get a chance to do anything.
Extra point by Sly is up and good. And it's now 17-14. That time a 9-play drive. And it was capped off by a touchdown pass to Breece Hall. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Burrow on play action. He's going to air one out. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. These two teams, they met at Ford Field earlier this season with the Lions winning that ball game. So a victory here in Lambeau would give them a sweep of the season series. He finds Bateman over the middle. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Final play of the half for Burrow and company. He's going to float this one deep right side. Trying to lob it in there, but it's incomplete. So halftime straight ahead. Let's get you down to the Sunshine State and Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen with you from the EA Studios in Orlando. It's been a heck of a game so far. Just a field goal separating these two squads. You have to imagine both sides are trying to figure out how to clean things up, put some touchdowns up in the second half. Let's find out what goes on in the 3rd quarter. Back out to the stadium and our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thanks a bunch. And we'll see which team's adjustments are going to pay dividends here as we are just about ready for the start of the second half. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what do we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Good, clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Good open field tackling there. A 50-yard punt followed by just a 1-yard return. And the Lions will take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Burrow will throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 3rd down and 6. Now it's Burrow. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Lions first down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
2nd down, Pollard again. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Only able to gain a couple there. And it'll be 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Dances by at the 20. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They'll give it to Hall to start the drive. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up 2nd down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
Jackson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
8 yards to go.
From the gun, it's Jackson. That is caught. And he's going to have the Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a gain of 11. And the Packers first down.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Jackson now. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Incomplete.
Now it's Jackson. Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba. They'll come up now, 3rd and 3.
To Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. 17 yards on the play.
And Jackson throwing once more. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Jackson's pass.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
24-yard gain on the play.
Now they go play action now. Burrow. Open man is Tucker. From just shy of midfield, here's second down and 5.
Brings up second and 5.
On the ground, it's Ollie Gordon. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. This now a 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
Play action. It's Burrow. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is that
Pressure gets there, and he goes down. Now there's also a flag, but this might be on the offense anyway. Play action. Now Jackson. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Inside 4 minutes to go. 3rd quarter.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Here's Jackson to throw. And he'll find Hall. From the 21, here's a 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Lions' 21-yard line.
Hall on a give up the middle. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Jackson's going to try the sneak. And he's going to have the Packers first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Straight ahead is Hall. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
At the 13-yard line.
Ball again. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
Joey Sly on for the field goal. A 34-yard attempt.
Sly able to put this one through. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. So it was a 3-point lead at halftime, and they double that with a field goal here.
And I think defensively, you've got to be okay with that because you've kept this game within a touchdown. Your hope is that you've inspired your offense to put a drive together, get in the end zone themselves, and hopefully get you the lead.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They're coming off a fourth down gamble that last drive that backfired, CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they wanted to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on fourth down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
Now at Lambeau. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. Now it's Burrow. A slant route caught by Bateman. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor, and it's a first down.
That's good for the Lions. First down. An 8-yard pickup.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. Throw caught by Flowers. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Here's a 2nd and 5. They'll run it up the middle now. Gordon. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
First down. A gain of 9 yards. First down, Detroit.
Now a handoff up the middle. Sampson. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40.
It's a gain of
11 yards there and a Lion first down.
Detroit Lions.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
On the draw, it's Pollard. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Here's a screen now for Pollard. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. They come up on a 1st and goal, and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and a PAT for the lead. From the gun, he'll hand this off. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. And it's caught. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal.
A gain of 6 yards. Brings up 4th down and goal.
Oh, look at this play call. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. The trick play does not pan out here on 4th and goal. And the Packer defense stands tall down by the goal line. So that's the 2nd time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually, you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go, and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
And they work this out past the 25.
It's a gain of 21 yards. That's good for the Packers. First down.
On first down, it's Hampton. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11.
At the 25-yard line.
Now Jackson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Third down and 11.
That's complete to Wicks. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. Third and long. Here's Jackson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now, standing just about on his own goal line. Able to slither by. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And out will come the offense as they take over. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. To about the 35, second down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
That's complete. Left side to Bateman. And he goes out right around the 39.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up third and 3.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Got his man. It's Tucker complete. And he is going to have the Lions first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on third and 4.
First down.
This is a nice job of just taking what the defense is going to give you on third down. You're not looking for a big play downfield. You just want to find something that can get you past the marker. They found it and were able to keep the drive moving.
And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. A gain of just 1. Second and 9. Gonna run again here with Pollard. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That second down play nets a -4. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a fourth down. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. The Packers offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes the right read seemingly every time. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 7. Open man left side. Shaheed has it. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. A give running right is Hall. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. Ball again on second down. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Jackson going to keep it. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Lions have recovered. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Now 2nd and 4.
Out of bounds at the 46-yard line. A 6-yard
inside handoff here to Ricard. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Throwing, Burrow. Working in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 33.
That's good.
And with just over 40 seconds now remaining, he gets up and spikes it. A little more than 40 seconds to play. Now 2nd and 10. Setting up the screen for Sampson. And he is going to lose yardage here.
The tackle made back at the 39-yard line.
To throw, Burrow. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it'll be a turnover on downs. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. Well, this is one of those games where if you win it, it feels extra special. But to lose a close one like this, Charles, remember where they didn't score any points in the second half, that has to sting a bit more.
Absolutely, and I really think that they're going to spend so much time pouring over this game film, trying to figure out where their calls went wrong, how they didn't execute on certain plays. They were so close. Yeah, this one's going to linger for a little while as they try and diagnose this loss.
So for the Packers, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for Detroit, this loss cost them in the playoff chase as they fall back to 7-5 on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.